Hey, Mr. Bible, you're so cute.
Oh, why thank you.
I love you in that black leather and the black bookmark and our name engraved on gold in the front. I've even seen you in a smart paperback style, and I can even get you on my phone.
Hooray, I'm an app.
But there's just one little problem. When I try to read you sometimes, I have a hard time understanding all the these and thous and some of the big words.
That's simple. You need to try a different version. I come in all sorts of different translations. The King James Version is really old and antiquated. Since then, I come in New International, New American Standard, New Revised Standard, Common English, Contemporary English, The Message, New Living Translation.
Well, see, that's the problem. Why so many different translations? Why isn't there just one best translation?
Well, because translations are done in different ways, you can't avoid the differences. In fact, translators must choose between a number of different options when choosing to translate even the simplest sentence or phrase. There are 3 general options for a biblical translator. First, you can use a formal equivalent approach, also called word for word or literal translation. These translations stick closest to the original but may be hard to read or may use obscure words. An example of a Bible that uses this approach is the New King James. Second, you can use a dynamic equivalent approach, which is more like a thought-for-thought translation. Sometimes the original text uses an idiom or expression that would not make sense if translated literally into English. So the translator might use an English expression that means roughly the same thing. This is the approach of the New International Version. If you carry this dynamic equivalent approach to an extreme, then you would have a third option, the paraphrase, which can be awfully free and loose with the original text for the sake of sounding modern or original. This is the approach used with the Message, for example.
Oh, I'm so confused.
Here's an example, Galatians 6:1. A formal or literal translation goes like this. Brethren, if a man also must be overtaken in any trespass, ye who are spiritual, restore such a one in a spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also may be tempted.
Huh?
Here's the same verse in a dynamic equivalent translation. Brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. But watch yourself, or you also may be tempted.
That one said brothers and sisters instead of brethren.
That's right. The literal Greek word, brethren, is meant to include men and women. So a dynamic equivalent would be to say brothers and sisters instead of just brethren. Now here's how a paraphrase sounds. Live creatively, friends. If someone falls into sin, forgivingly restore him, saving your critical comments for yourself. You might be needing forgiveness before the day's out.
Wow, that one sounds really different, but I like it. It's easy to understand.
These are the choices every translator must make. Should the translation be closer to the original, or should it be more easily understood? That's why there are so many different translations.
But which one is the best?
There's no good answer to that question, except that I recommend you keep lots of me handy. Have one of me that is easy and fun to read. Have another one of me that you use for closer study. And have one of me that you use as a doorstop.
Really?
No, just kidding. Whatever you do, read me.